Ladies and gentlemen, Rob the Undead Gamer here, and as of last Friday, Monolith Studios, the developers of Shadows of War, the sequel to the much beloved Shadows of Mordor, published sadly by Warner Brothers, made an announcement, and that announcement was the introduction of the Market. Now, the Market is an online store in Shadows of War, in which players are allowed to purchase loot chests, war chests, XP boosts, and bundles. Loot chests contain gear and weapons and armor, that sort of thing, of varying rarity, varying rarity. Obviously, equipping and upgrading said weapons and armor will enhance Talion's abilities, and loot chests can also contain XP boosts to help level up Talion faster. War chests provide orc followers of varying rarity again to help forge a strong army. They can also contain training orders to help level up and customize orc followers. XP boosts are pretty straightforward. We sort of know what they are, but again, consumables that help Talion level up faster. And bundle packs are just packaged up loot chests, war chests, and boosts, which are packaged together at a great value, apparently. You may be thinking of a marketplace in a single-player game. Are you talking about microtransactions, Rob? Yes, I'm talking about microtransactions in a fucking single-player game. Yes, Shadows of War has announced the implementation of microtransactions in the game, coming out this October. I don't agree with microtransactions for the best of times, especially when they are pay to win. You mostly, though, however, see these in multiplayer games, and yes, whilst they're optional, you do get the occasional games which make those transactions in such a way that you're purchasing things that will ultimately help and aid you and give you a sort of step up above the rest of the competition, which is wrong and awful. And what you're getting now in Shadows of War is microtransactions in a single player game to help you. Now, it's worth pointing out that there are two ways in which you can purchase these items in the marketplace, by two in-game currencies, or two currencies within the game. Mirian, which is an actual in-game currency which you can earn by defeating treasure orcs, destroying gear for Mirian, destroying orc followers for gear, which sounds messy, and finding Mirian stashes throughout the game. So that is an in-game currency that you can find within the game to purchase or use to purchase things in the marketplace. You can also use gold, which is a in-game currency that you use real-life money to purchase. Woo! It is worth pointing out that you can, once you get to certain milestones in the game, you are rewarded with gold. But again, let's be real, it's going to be a small smattering of in-game currency. It's not going to be much, is it? They're going to want you to be buying it with your real-life money as much as possible. So obviously you can purchase gold through your Steam stores, your PlayStation networks, and your Xbox Lives. So that is that. That is the announcement of the marketplace in which you can use in-game currency and real-life money to buy yourself upgrades and whatnot. Now, all the upgrades you can buy, I think, as I've said, you can get in the game through normal play and progression. However, my question is, will it be a longer, harder slog, more of a grind, if I choose not to buy and purchase anything from the marketplace to get those items that you're selling to make my life easier in the game? Will you be sort of almost upping the difficulty sneakily in a way by almost trying to force me to buy microtransactions? And how much are you going to try and ram down my throat the thought of purchasing things in the store? Is it going to be like every time I die? Hey, you can make this level easier by purchasing this. You can make your life easier by doing that. I don't doubt for a second that this is not Monolith's decision. This is 100% Warner Brothers, the publisher's decision. Of course it is. They've proven time and time again that they are probably one of the worst and most despicable companies within the industry. Look at the shady shit they tried to pull with Shadows of Mordor. Having day one reviews, etc. Not allowing people to review the game until it was released. Which, for the most part, when that happens, it shows that the game's broken or fucked. Which doesn't put a lot of faith into a game. Makes people very suspicious. It's shady as shit. You know, Ubisoft have done it time and time again with Assassin's Creed and other games where you're not allowed to do it. And sadly, Bethesda have jumped on the bandwagon, although they don't even need to because all their games are pretty much fine. They play fine. As did Shadows of Mordor when it was released. So the idea that they even did that sort of shit was ridiculous. And the fact that they were paying fucking YouTubers and reviewers money and dollar to give them good reviews. They were buying people out. Not that they needed to, because the game was good. The game was genuinely really fucking good. It stood up on its own and it was fine. And again, with the release of Batman Arkham Knight, which was like 2 years ago, the shit show that was the PC release of that, all Warner Brothers fucking up. My God. Of course this is Warner Brothers' decision. They want to do everything they can to milk more money out of you. Never mind the fact that, like many AAA games right now, you get 4 fucking 5, 6 editions of the same fucking game, all with varying extras and exclusive things. So not only for the standard edition you expect to pay $60, they also want you to purchase more from the marketplace. Never mind the fucking hundreds of dollars you'd be paying for the fucking Mithril edition, although it's sold out now, which will get you all sorts of fucking bits and a fucking statue. Never mind that they want you to buy all these different editions of the game. They also want you to get your wallet out again, or your purse, and purchase more fucking things. Now, you're possibly sitting there screaming at the fucking computer, being like, yes, but it's all optional. You don't have to do it. And yes, I know it is. I know it's optional. And I'm not going to fucking touch the marketplace with a 10-foot barge pole, because fuck that. No. And yes, it is all optional. According to Monolith, I can get everything they're selling in the marketplace by playing the game normally. We'll see how well that goes, obviously. But it's the principle. It's the principle that there is a marketplace to begin with in a single-player game that sort of makes it pay to win. Now, yes, there's arguments for and against pay to win. There always is. I suppose one of the arguments would be, yeah, but I don't want to grind for that long and get all that good shit. If I can just buy it, I'll buy it, and it makes I can get through the game quicker and easier. And yeah, I get it. But still, I don't feel like it's an acceptable practice. I don't feel it's an acceptable practice. And especially as they were toying with the idea of having Shadows of War always online, which they've now sort of rethought, but it could still happen. They've sort of said at the moment it's offline, so you can play offline. Obviously, you would need online to purchase anything from the marketplace, that goes without saying, but it's just the principle of it. And especially for a big publisher like Warner Brothers, who's to say that other publishers or developers won't see that and think, hey, that's a really fucking good idea. Let's make microtransactions and fucking everything. All it takes is for one company to do something like that, and then another, and another, and another, and another, to completely go way too fucking far with it, to the point where it's just ridiculous. It shouldn't be fucking allowed. It shouldn't be allowed. It's ridiculous. The whole idea of it is disgusting, I think. And especially with this, the online ranked mode that they're hoping to implement with Shadows of Mordor as well. Obviously, the vendetta kills are coming back, where if your friend died in their game due to an orc, you could sort of go and hunt down that orc and kill them and stuff. I think in Shadows of War, that comes back, but you're doing it for more reward, as it were, and loot boxes and crates and shit like that, the usual bollocks. But then there's also this social conquest mode, which sounds pretty cool, which they're implementing into the game. You can build up your army and go and attack another person's fortress. Now, hopefully this will be an optional online mode because of what it sort of entails. But you can do friendly, where basically you just go and capture your friend's or a random person's fortress using your orcs, but there are no harsh repercussions. None of your orcs or captains will die permanently. In the ranked version, they will, which is fine. That's understandable. But who's to say that with these microtransactions, that, again, as I've said before, will make this particular mode pay to win? Essentially, the guy who's going to win and be really successful is the guy who's bought the legendary orcs, the legendary armor and equipment, the XP boosts, all of that. It's gonna make that whole online mode essentially pay to win and just ruin it. It's just gonna destroy it essentially. In the end, with the best will in the world, it will fall flat on his ass eventually, because it will just be full of people who have decided to buy the snacky shit from the marketplace. That's it. It's as simple as that. So, whilst they've not necessarily ruined, hopefully, my single player enjoyment and my single player game, they may have inadvertently fucked up their multiplayer Conquest idea. Good fucking job, Warner Brothers. Good fucking job. And aside from the marketplace, let's just put that aside for 1 second. The fucking Shelob. What the fuck is that? They've turned Shelob into a sexy Dragon Age Morrigan lady. Now, I'm not against sexy female characters in video games, but why are you turning Shelob, a giant fucking spider, into a sexy goth chick? Why? Why? I mean, for whatever purpose, Talion is making a deal with Shelob. We'll find out more as we play the game. But why she's had to be turned into a woman for that to happen? She already would have been a fucking interesting character as a giant fucking spider. How interesting would those interactions have been between Talion and a giant fucking spider? She would have been a much more interesting female character. Now she's sadly just fucking generic. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. She's a giant spider. That's what she is. I didn't see Sam fighting a fucking giant fucking spider which turned into a sexy woman in the books or the films. My god. And usually Monolith are pretty good with this shit. Usually they stick pretty well to the lore. I know the whole Talion storyline in the games, they're not canon at all, but the lore and everything surrounding it is pretty true. What? Stupid decision. It's just a stupid decision. I don't think that's on Warner Brothers. I think that's on you, Monolith. Fuck. I was really looking forward to this game. Really looking forward to this game. But now I'm cautious. I'm very cautious of it. Mostly due to the marketplace, not the sexy Shelob. But I genuinely think this is... Don't make this a day one purchase for you guys. Don't. Wait till a week or 2 weeks later. See what happens with this game. See what the actual outcome of this microtransaction bullshit is. Wait and see. Don't get burned by this game. Fuck. Anyway, guys, I've ranted enough about Shadows of Mordor fucking marketplace and sexy Shelob. I'm gonna go. I've been Rob the Undead Gamer. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.